Good afternoon. Happy Savage Saturday, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here. And today, guys, we're talking about something I think is pretty exciting in the world of Conan the Barbarian and other Robert E. Howard properties. As you know, Titan Comics and Heroic Signatures has teamed up to bring the Barbarian and the other Robert E. Howard properties over to Titan Comics for publication. And in June, a new title launches with Conan the Barbarian at the helm. And we're going to do a little sneak peek of the Free Comic Book Day book of it. And I'm sorry, in July it comes out. So during my birthday month, so I'm happy. This is the book in question. The Free Comic Book Day, Conan the Barbarian from Heroic Signatures and Titan Comics. Now, you can see the beautiful cover art here by Roberto De La Torre. It's just incredible. Really harkens back to old Conan to me. I love this cover. The colors are fantastic. The inks are great. Just a fantastic cover. Great introduction to Conan. Set out, riding forth, seeking adventure on a horse. Classic Conan. Then when you open it up, you kind of get the who's involved from the Heroic Signatures and the Titan Comics. And then you have the Numidian Chronicles here. And all this, of course, guys, you know how I do it on Savage Saturday Comic Review. I'll be putting pictures over here so you guys get a better look at what it is I'm looking at. But we're going to read this book together. For any of you that could not pick this up on Free Comic Book Day, it was at least around here in short supply. I was lucky to have one held for me and get one. Then, of course, this is a really nice feature. I really enjoyed this, and I hope this is something that they continue to do in this series. So we got a part of a picture of the map, and on this picture we have the circle of where Conan currently is in his adventure. So I like that. If they do that with every issue, that'll be fantastic. I just think it's a cool little addition, and it kind of gives you a visual of the area of Conan when you get to look at here. It's different when you get to visualize the map and see the circle of where he's at least for me it is. And it says, on the Road of Kings, it says, Venarium, Aquilonian forces surged northward in their conquest of the barbaric northern territories. The clans of Samaria have banded together to defend their southern border from the civilized invaders. Among the Sumerian numbers is Conan, the son of a blacksmith, about to have his first true taste of battle. Then we get to page 1. It says, legends can be forged in unlikely places. The legend begins in the great gripped land of Samaria, at a remote fortress known as Venarium. When Aquilonians pushed their borders northward with eyes on conquest, they destroyed 3 Sumerian villages. Arrogantly, they assumed the disparate barbarians of the region would flee from their military might. Instead, more than 40 tribes united in secret, their blood aboil with fury, ready to slay these insolent southern invaders. First to surge forth is a warrior eager to prove his worth. So we're going to give you that. And right in our little panel here, we get our first glimpse of Conan. And you can see the medallion necklace that he has. So, great opening shot. The art is beautiful. And we'll talk more about this in a minute. So, Grim Jim Zub. So, they're doing the old Marvel flourishes on the names and credits. Writer, and Jim Zub had a great run that at least I thought so, in the Conan the Barbarian reboot that Marvel Comics had in 2019. Then we have Ravaging Rob De La Torre, the artist, and Rob De La Torre's art in this is absolutely gorgeous. Villainous Jose Villarrubia is the color artist, and the colors are amazing. They pop in every panel and every page. Righteous Richard Starkings is the letterer, and the lettering's good, no complaints. And Merciless Matt Murray as the editor. So the title of this is Looking for Lands Beyond. And it starts with the savage son of a blacksmith who would one day wear a crown, Conan the Barbarian. And you have this shot of him fighting, just an amazing opening panel right there. So as we go on, it says, in an instant, the air turns brutal and bloody. The pent-up rage of Sumerian tribesmen unleashed upon armored Aquilonian soldiers. Conan is not intimidated by their sharpened swords, or gleaming helms. Though untested on a battlefield, his brawn was built bringing down beasts, says, and his senses were honed in the hunt. With cat-like speed, the Cimmerian youth avoids a wayward shot and dives deeper into the fray. Each moment, there are more arrows, more men. A seemingly endless tide of fearless fools ready to face their ruin as he buries his weapon within them. In the throes of such chaos, death can arrive in an instant. For any other, this is where their tale would end. An instant's regret before the beckoning of oblivion. But this son of Crom will not stay down. Not today, not ever. With a surge of steel, he drives back his foes and fights on till none are left standing. So, take you here to these 2 pages. You can see the great battle going on. Even when Conan's down, he is not giving up. He surges forward, rises up, and is winning the battles. As our story continues. Hours later, Conan stands amongst the victorious tribesmen. Roars of victory echo off the fortress walls as corpses and treasures are piled high. The many dead are sent to their just rewards with prayer and song befitting their homeland. This is the kind of glorious battle the young warrior dreamed about for so long. It should be a triumph, and yet he's surprised how empty it all feels, how much he yearns for more. Every item gathered, every jewel or weapon, they each have their own story to tell. And Conan's just holding some riches he's got from the battle, some of the rewards of the fight, right? And he's wondering what the tale is behind these tokens, these items that he's gathering. It says, the glint of a foreign blade catches Conan's eye. Well balanced, well forged, the makings are unknown to him, but suggest a substance and legacy. A glimpse of lands beyond told to him by his grandfather. And looking at his spoils of war, Conan is starting to get the yearnings that are going to bring him out to the distant lands as a traveler. Someone who's not satisfied with just where he is now. He is seeing all these different weapons, all these different things, forged in different places he's never known, never visited, and it's really piquing his interest. It says, the frozen... Oh, well, let's give you a peek at the... at the pages first before I continue. Again, gorgeous artwork, gorgeous panels, gorgeous colors. And it says, the frozen reaches of the Northlands, seedy cities, the sea-swept coast of the west, the scorching deserts of the south, and fierce jungles, each one brimming with danger and delight. Some of the lands that our wandering barbarian will venture to. And before sunlight strikes and his countrymen stir, Conan feels a deep wanderlust settle into his soul. He knows what he must do. Set with strange steel and a hardy helm, he'll leave Cimmeria for the first time. As his footsteps crush through crisp morning snow, the Cimmerian ponders his future. What glory yet lays before him? What stories will be told of his grand adventures? Another peek at this fabulous art in these 2 pages. And then it's time to find out. Onward into the great unknown. A new era of adventure begins, and Conan the Barbarian 1. And that is just a quick glimpse at this new title coming out. Then we have A Word from the Wise, Hither King Conan. A nice, fun little article there about the history of Conan. Some Robert E. Howard in there, some of the other characters. And we get a little glimpse of Conan the Barbarian #1. Mignola cover there. Looks beautiful. And cannot wait till this title launches. So Titan Comics with Heroic Signature, they have more than the Conan property. They have Cull, they have Solomon Kane, they have Dark Agnes, they have Bran McMorn, just so many of the characters that they're going to bring and introduce through Titan Comics after the launch of Conan the Barbarian series. These are going to be coming out in mini-series, or at least that is the news thus far. Hopefully some of these will warrant their own series that we as Robert E. Howard fans will be able to continue to listen to, read, and enjoy, and just have our own little Robert E. Howard world that we can delve into and spend time in. I know for me, as many of you, the works of Robert E. Howard have been a lifelong love. I've read them my whole life. I've enjoyed them my whole life, along with the 1970s all the way through the 90s Conan, of Conan the Barbarian, started by the incredible Roy Thomas, my all-time favorite comics writer and creator, and also with great artwork being done on Conan by so many artists over the years, right? Like you had John Buscema, you had Barry Windsor Smith, you had Mark Silvestri, who people don't know worked on some Conan issues and King Conan issues, and Ernie Chan, Pablo Marcos, just so many great talented creators that have passed through Conan and made a name for themselves through Conan the Barbarian. And it looks as though this title is going to have the feel of that classic Conan. At least when I read it, I felt like I was reading a 1970s Conan the Barbarian Marvel comic. And man, did this one capture my interest and my barbaric leanings. I don't know, so much. I was completely blown away by this preview. At one time, it paid homage to what's come before it with much respect, and also set up for a new direction and a new trail, while keeping Conan the Barbarian firmly grounded in a world created by Robert E. Howard. And I'm really kind of excited about this partnership with Heroic Signatures and Titan Comics. There's nothing to lose here and everything to gain, right? If they treat this property with the respect it deserves, it could be absolutely phenomenal. An amazing time to be a Conan fan with so many new things coming. But not just a Conan fan. So many characters that have been under the radar. Solomon Kane, King Kull, Dark Agnes, Bran Magmore. Just so many ignored characters that would be great brought into the forefront in miniseries, in comics, for a new world of readers to discover, to make them their own, to find out about these great works by Robert E. Howard through comics, which is how I found Robert E. Howard. So I can't wait for this title to launch. I can't wait to see what's in store for these Robert E. Howard properties. I know it's just one issue, but from the looks of this, it looks like they're going to be treated with respect and reverence, and that we are going to be in for a grand old time, living in the world that Robert E. Howard created, the worlds. And I'm even hoping that they delve into some of his horror stories, because that would be fantastic. We could have an ongoing Robert E. Howard horror anthology. He has so many horror stories out there, it'd be fun. The boxing stories, what have you. There's just a plethora of Howard to choose from. But that's it for today, guys. Savage Saturday, comic review 114 in the books. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Were you able to get your hands on a copy of Conan the Barbarian #1? And if not, hopefully this video helped you out a bit and let you know and get a feel for what's ahead for us. Until next time, keep it casual. Attention all, use channel sponsor Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com and my code KEEPITCASUAL for 10% off your comic cleaning and pressing needs. Remember, when submitting your books to be graded, use a trusted professional.